There is no greater humiliation than begging for a seat at a table where you are not welcome. We have all done it. Maybe it was a relationship where you loved them more than they loved you. Maybe it was a job where you worked twice as hard but were overlooked for the promotion. Maybe it was a group of friends who made you feel like an outsider in your own circle. You stayed. You tried harder. You explained yourself. You compromised your dignity, hoping that if you just gave a little more, they would finally see your worth. But they didn't. In fact, the more you tried, the less they respected you. This is the brutal truth about human nature. We do not respect what is cheap. We do not value what begs for our attention. And we certainly do not chase what is already clinging to our ankles. The Stoics knew this thousands of years ago. They understood that true power does not come from force. It does not come from demanding respect. It comes from the ability to withdraw your energy. It comes from the power of walking away. Today we are going to perform surgery on your soul. We are going to cut out the part of you that seeks validation from people who do not deserve you. We will teach you how to leave situations that no longer serve you. Not with anger, but with absolute, terrifying calm. If you are ready to stop begging and start commanding respect. If you want to join the 1% who possess the strength to stand alone. Subscribe. Turn on notifications. Let the transformation begin. Lesson number 1. The sunk cost trap. Why is it so hard to walk away? Why do we stay in toxic relationships or dead-end jobs for years? Economics and psychology call it the sunk cost fallacy. We tell ourselves, I have already invested 3 years into this relationship. If I leave now, it was all for nothing. Or, I have worked at this company for a decade. I cannot just quit. This is a lie your brain tells you to avoid the pain of change. Seneca, the great Stoic statesman, warned us about how we value our time. He said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Think about that. You are not staying because of loyalty. You are staying because you are afraid to admit you made a mistake. You are throwing good time after bad time. You are trying to fix a broken past by sacrificing your future. To walk away requires you to accept a loss. Yes, those 3 years are gone. Yes, that effort is wasted. But if you stay for another day, you are not saving the investment. You are simply increasing the cost. Imagine you are waiting for a bus. You have waited 30 minutes. It hasn't come. Do you wait another hour just because you already waited 30 minutes? Or do you realize the bus is never coming and start walking? The Stoic realizes that the past is dead. It is outside of your control. The only thing you own is the present moment. And in this moment, you have a choice. Do you continue to suffer? Or do you cut the loss and set yourself free? Walking away is not giving up. It is a strategic withdrawal to save your most precious resource, your life. But leaving is only the physical part. The mental battle is much harder. Which brings us to the second realization. Lesson number 2. The negotiation of desire. Epictetus taught us a fundamental truth about freedom. He said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." Apply this to your relationships. The person who wants the least has the most power. The person who is willing to walk away holds all the cards. When you are desperate for someone to like you, when you need their approval to feel good about yourself, you are a slave. You are handing them the chains and asking them to bind you. They can sense your neediness. It smells like fear. And nothing kills respect faster than neediness. But imagine a different version of yourself. A version that is complete on its own. A version that enjoys company but does not need it to survive. A version that says, "I choose to be here, but I do not need to be here." This is the position of power. When you are willing to walk away, you negotiate from a place of strength. You set boundaries. And if those boundaries are crossed, you do not argue. You do not complain. You simply disappear. This is not a game. This is not playing hard to get. This is about being hard to get because you value your own peace more than their validation. When you remove your attention from someone who does not respect you, you create a vacuum. Suddenly, the space where you used to be is empty. The validation you used to give them freely is gone. And often, this is the moment they start chasing you. But be careful. Do not walk away just to make them follow. Walk away because you respect yourself too much to stay. If they follow, that is their choice. If they don't, that is your answer. But how do you handle the fear of being alone? That is the third lesson. Lesson number 3. The citadel of solitude. Yet many of us tolerate disrespect because we are terrified of silence. We stay in bad company because we think it is better than no company. We are afraid that if we walk away, we will be isolated, abandoned, forgotten. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor of Rome, the most powerful man on earth, spent much of his life in solitude. He wrote to himself, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul. You must build an inner citadel, a fortress inside your mind where you are always safe, where you are always welcome, where you are enough." When you have a strong relationship with yourself, you stop tolerating bad relationships with others. You realize that being alone is not the same as being lonely. Solitude is a state of strength. Loneliness is a state of weakness. The Stoic learns to enjoy their own company. Read books. Lift weights. Build a business. Walk in nature. Cultivate your mind. When you make your life interesting, you become selective about who you invite into it. You stop being a beggar looking for scraps of attention. You become a king or a queen guarding the gates of your palace. Walking away becomes easy when you know you are walking towards something better. You are walking toward yourself. You are returning to your citadel. But there is a trap here. Sometimes we walk away, but we leave the door open. We keep checking on them. We keep looking back. This leads us to the fourth rule. Lesson number 4. The art of the door slam. There is a difference between taking a break and walking away. Taking a break means you are waiting for them to change. Walking away means you have accepted they never will. And then when you decide to leave a toxic situation, you must be decisive. Hesitation is fatal. If you walk away, then turn around to see if they are watching. You have lost. If you leave, but keep checking their social media, you have not left. You are still mentally chained to them. The Stoic practice is clear. Cut the thread. Burn the bridge if you must. Seneca advised us to associate with people who are likely to improve us. He did not say we should try to improve people who drag us down. You are not a rehabilitation center for broken adults. You are not a therapist for narcissists. When you walk away, you must do it with total finality. No long explanation, no dramatic farewell letter, no final argument to prove you are right. Silence is the loudest sound in the universe. Your absence is the most powerful message you can send. Or by closing the door firmly, you signal to your brain that this chapter is over. You free up the mental RAM to process new data, to build a new life. But what if you are walking away from something you truly want? What if it is a dream that failed? This requires the fifth and most difficult lesson. Lesson number 5. Amor fati and the trust in the unknown. The hardest thing to walk away from is a dream. Maybe you started a business and it failed. Maybe you pursued a career path that made you miserable. Maybe you built a life that looks good on paper, but feels empty inside. Walking away feels like failure. The ego screams. What will people say? I am a loser. I wasted my potential. The Stoic concept of amor fati translates to love of fate. It means accepting what happens, not with resignation, but with enthusiasm. It means trusting that if the universe removes something from your hands, it is to empty them for something heavier, something better. You must trust the unknown. Staying in a situation that makes you miserable is choosing certain pain over uncertain potential. It is cowardice. Walking away is an act of faith. Faith in your ability to figure it out. Faith in your resilience. Faith that the future has more to offer than the past. Think of a snake. To grow, a snake must shed its skin. The process is uncomfortable. It leaves the snake vulnerable for a time. But if it does not shed the old skin, it will die. It will be suffocated by its own past. You are the snake. The situation you are clinging to is the dead skin. It served you once. It protected you once. But now it is constricting you. It is keeping you small. Walk away. Shed the skin. Step into the unknown. Yes, it is scary, but on the other side of that fear is the person you were meant to become. Lesson number 6. The scarcity of presence. Let us speak about value. In economics, the more common something is, the less it is worth. Air is vital for life, but it is free because it is everywhere. Diamonds are useless for survival, but they are expensive because they are rare. Your presence is a commodity. If you are always available, if you are always the one texting first, if you are always the one fixing problems, you are making yourself common. You are flooding the market with your attention, and the market has devalued you. Walking away creates scarcity. When you withdraw your attention, people suddenly realize what they have lost. They took you for granted because you were always there like the furniture. But when the furniture is gone, the room feels empty. This is not manipulation. This is self-preservation. You must treat your time and your energy like gold. You do not give gold to people who treat it like dust. When you walk away from people who disrespect you, you are raising your price. You are telling the world, access to me is a privilege, not a right. If you cannot afford the price of respect, you cannot have the product. Stand by this price. Do not offer discounts. Do not go on sale. Be willing to lose the sale rather than lower your value. Lesson number 7. The ultimate victory. Finally, you must understand what winning looks like. We are conditioned to think that winning means defeating the other person, making them apologize, or making them regret, making them see how wrong they were. This is the ego talking. And as long as you want them to regret, you are still controlled by them. The Stoic victory is different. The Stoic victory is indifference. It is reaching a point where you do not care if they regret it or not. You do not care if they realize your worth, because you realize your worth when you can walk away from someone and never look back. Not out of anger, not out of spite, but out of a genuine lack of interest in what they are doing. That is total freedom. You have won the war against your own weakness. You have reclaimed your sovereignty. So, look at your life right now. Look at the text messages you are waiting for. Look at the job that drains your soul. Look at the friends who only call when they need something. Ask yourself the hard question. Is this where I belong? Is this the table where I want to eat? If the answer is no, stand up, push the chair back, and walk. Do not run. Running implies fear. Walk slowly, deliberately, without looking back. Let them wonder where you went. Let them feel the weight of your absence. You have a destiny to fulfill, and you cannot travel there while carrying dead weight. If you have listened this far, it means you are ready. You are ready to shed the dead skin. You are ready to value your own life. I want you to make a promise to yourself today, not to me, but to the person in the mirror. Go to the comments right now and type the word detach. Type it in all caps. Detach. This is your signal to the universe that you are done begging. You are done waiting. You are reclaiming your power. Like this video to seal the pact. And subscribe to join the few who dare to walk alone. Walk away from the noise and find your peace.